Welcome to ABC123 Trader. This is an introduction to the ABC123 ATRFIBZone and ABC123 FIBZone panel indicator. The ABC123 ATRFIBZone indicator was introduced to me from a trader, and as a Fibonacci trader, I was intrigued to look at this methodology. This indicator is designed for Fibonacci traders to be on the right side of the trend. The key is to wait for the retracement and enter the trade. Now let's dig into this indicator and see how we can use it. So it's a very straightforward system using ranging parameters, and we'll get into the parameters here. And these are our retracement zones. There is a 38.2, 61.8, 78.6, 88.6, and then right to the end of the range. And the key, what we try to do is, the deeper the retracement, the better our risk reward is. So it all depends what type of trader you are, but this is how it's designed for going up and down trends. Like for example, I'm using a 1 minute Fibonacci chart, trying to, go up, try to get into the right side of the trade. So 9:30 is our most volatile time. It went down to the bottom of the retracement and we had the maximum reward. Of course, sometimes it doesn't always happen that we get a deeper retracement and a pullback because, it depends on the volatility of the market, and the NQ is quite volatile versus other type of indicators. So, and that's basically what the system, and we'll get into the parameters in 1 second here. But on the very top, what you can see are all different times. And what this represents are different time charts from 1 minute all the way up to 1 week of these ATR indicator. So instead of looking at every chart back and forth, we know where we are on longer time frames. So if we get into one of these zones, it will represent a letter Z. I'll give you an example on an ES chart, and let's go into it. Let's find my ES chart here. Here we go. Here's an ES chart, and as you can see on the 2-hour chart, it's saying we're in zone 3 of a pullback. So right here, we're currently on a 1 minute chart. We're on a 5 minute, so on a 2 minute, they're saying we're actually on a 1 minute chart, we're actually in a zone 2, and a 2 minute chart, we're on a zone 1. So, but on a longer time period, we were going down, and we're actually in a deep retracement right now. So we can use this information to find out how strong the trend is, or if we're on the right side of the trend. Now, maybe you're not a time trader per se. You could use uni-wrinkle bars, volume charts, or tick charts. I'm just going to use an example on this one right here. I put it on there just really quick, that as you can see, using a 6-wrinkle bar, you can use it as well. And volume charts and extra, and you'll still always get this information up top here. Now, let's go back to the regular NQ chart that I trade. Let's get into the parameters and see what you can do. So what you can do is on the panel chart. On the panel, basically everything is set in stone, but you can change your range period and your range factor, and try to keep these two pieces of data consistent with the current chart parameters. Make sure they're the same in order to get the consistent data. So basically the range period is how many bars we're looking at, our averages for our ranging, and how volatile our range is going to be. So I'm using a 5. Those are of a standard that was actually recommended by me when I was first analyzing the system. So I kept it as is. But on the Renko 6, I actually had to increase this much higher because it was just too many whip outs. Okay, and then what you can do is with these numbers here, you can move this upper bar anywhere on the screen. That's your original x-axis. I'm at 600 pixels and Y10 down. and then what your opacity behind the bar is. Okay, so on the fib zone, it's the same thing. I have 28 and 5 on this, but these are your retracement levels that I'm setting up. Okay, so on the retracement levels of level 1, level 2, level 3, and continuation level, what we have is, which I added the continuation, and we'll get into that in a second here, is you can always change these numbers and it will change the mathematical algorithm. I try to set them all for Fibonacci numbers here, and you can change your colors, etc., etc. And that's the basics of the system. Okay, now I added this line, the 38.2 zone, and the only reason why is a lot of traders, what we'll do is, I was trying to figure out a risk reward scenario just in case if the trend is going against you. Okay, so for example, if I take a trade from here, you know, on a deep enough retracement, I see it go up and it's curling back and it's not happening, I have a 38.2 as a continuation. I could actually use this as a profit target as well, and then we go again, profit target as well, and then as soon as I see it take off and start stair stepping, I can follow the 61.8 all the way up, because we get into consolidation phases, and those are the areas where we always get really frustrated. Like for example, at 9:30 this morning, because it's so volatile, it goes down, it takes off like this, it comes back, whips down, and we get stopped out. You know, we could use this as a stop out. So even that little area doesn't look like it's much, and let's say we get in the zone here. There you go, 26 points. We're talking NASDAQ here, so it's extremely volatile. Okay, and so what happens is when these range bars here, because it's taking the average, the widths will change. Okay, so let's take a look at it. So this range is a 5-point range, and so this one early in the night was a 3-point. Okay, so it calculates depending on momentum, energy, and so it's not always, you know, a consistent size of bar, but once we get going, as you can see, they'll get tighter and thicker. Like here, you can tell it's a wider bar. Okay, now what I was trying to figure out as well, in conjunction, now I'm going to get a little off on the swing arm part. But sometimes we're wondering, can we avoid like whip outs like this, or where can we make sure we get to the bottom of this trade perfectly? So I was monkeying around, and so what I'm going to show you here is an NQ chart, the same swing arm methodology. Okay, but if I was going on a downtrend, you know, we hit a downtrend and we see the retracement of the uptrend. Where is our perfect opportunity? So what I did is I added the day trend indicator, looking at my retracement level, seeing if it's holding, and we can get early enough in the trade. Now we can use these fib arms as well to keep on going down. Okay? And guess what? We hit the 127 extension on the 10-minute chart. So isn't that beautiful? If you could know that we're entering early enough in trade on the day trend, we do a pullback, maybe we try to get into this one zone, we get in, come out, get knocked out, and it looks like, oh, it's going against us, but now we hit perfectly on the retracement of the day trend, and now we're off to the races to the 127. Isn't that beautiful? Let's take a look at this. Is the most current examples here. So here again, at 9:30 this morning, where we had that crazy vibration, and we're thinking we might be getting into the trend here, and we take that deep retracement. Let's say we're falling in the shorter term, and then it takes off and saying, oh darn it, we lost our trade. We get into our zone, we pop back up here, but we know down here is our optimum first entry, optimum second entry, optimum third entry, and away we go, and we take it off right before noon. It was quite a bit of time. Now let's just go back a couple more examples, if we can get into a really good area of opportunity. Now wouldn't you like that to know, right at 9:37 in the morning at market open, it whips right down into the deep retracement zone and takes off, and we can take this trade for the whole day. So that's all I want to show you. And this actually day trend is not a 1 minute day trend analysis. It's actually, let's go into it so I can show it to you. It's actually, I'm using a specific time of a 10-minute chart analysis on a 1 minute chart that I like trading, that I know where my perfect entry is for pinpointing trades so we could trade safe. Other than that, if you have any questions, feel free to email me at ABC123trader. I'll be glad to answer any of your questions. Thank you for watching this video, and just make sure you pinpoint and trade safe. Have a great day. Take care.